but through the help of comrades in the ANC, I was sent to doctors who gave me proper treatment, then I recovered. And 1992, of course, I registered to do matric at Lebogang again. Yes.
Yeah, because that was my next question to say. I want the integration to the life in South Africa. Reintegration.
Reintegration was not easy because, look, it was a bit difficult. So you would understand that we had left home for a couple of years, more than 6 at most. And our parents, when we were young, had expectations to the effect that we would get educated, and you know the philosophy of Africans, and be able to be of assistance to the broader family. So in my case, when I came home, things were tough at home. I was even pressured to assume work so as to assist the family. My younger brother was at Fort Hare at the time doing his, I believe, first or second year BSc. But I insisted that I want to pursue studies because in 1992 I completed my matric, 93 I went to Kenya College, 94 I went to Wits University. But the idea really, we finally got integrated into society, and I demobilized with the South African National Defence Force because I had gone to the army precisely because I wanted to fight the enemy. But when we got democracy, I felt, look, it's only fair that I can pursue my dream that I wanted to pursue when I was young, to be a geologist. Because really I didn't see myself having the role in the defense when there's no enemy to fight. So that's what happened.
So you went to Wits and you studied geology?
Yes, I studied at Wits for almost, I was in an extended program of 4 years. I studied BSc geology and advanced science on my majors. I completed, I failed third year and in 97. Then 98, I did third year again, I passed, but couldn't pursue honors, which is a prerequisite to work in the mining industry. I got a job with Harmony Gold Mines, but I had a short span with them, you see. I didn't stay long until I joined the public service.
Okay. And your work experience, you worked for the ANC PHQ, you moved to the Department of Social Development?
No, in actual fact, after having left Harmony in May 99, I became PA to the Secretary of the Province, the late Comrade Paul.
Oh, you get into my shoes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's when you left for the Department of Sports. But in February 2000, I was recruited with my geohydrology background in geology to work as a chief industrial technician in the Department of Agriculture. Comrade Tate was still the MEC then. But after a year again, I got recruited to the Department of Land Affairs by Comrade Sugar Ramakarani, where I worked as a researcher in the Restitution Commission. I worked there, I believe it was from 2001 till 2004 when I joined the Department of Social Development as a parliamentary office. And then in 2006, we had differences with management, and I left social development and I joined Machabe. That's where I'm currently based as a researcher as well.
Your relationship with Patricia Dungwan, aka Sispet?
Look, you recall I did mention that she's the one who recruited me into the underground. She was a member of the United Democratic Front. We attended a number of meetings in Joburg together, including one National Working Committee meeting. But I left the country, we lost touch. The good thing is when I came from exile, she was based in Kwakwa, but she didn't come visit me at home in 91. There was an ANC conference in Kwakwa. We met there while she was based there. And again, we met. I would meet him intermittently when I attend meetings of the PC with Comrade Paul Bloom. But we were going to reunite when she was appointed MEC for social development, and she recruited me to be support staff in her office. Yeah.
Do you at some stage feel regret?
About?
Just maybe my comrades you were involved with, for social development,
Okay.
and then there were problems with management. Was it taken up, or your comrades making follow-ups?
Look, Rios, I don't feel betrayed, my only ambition is that we could find innovative new ways of doing things. Little studies I've made of management tell me that hierarchy is meant for coordination, right? And so that we don't operate with apartheid era mentalities where there are bosses and servants, right? I believe if that could change, we could do things better, right? Students of management could attest to this, that really each employee, wherever she is, must be valued for the contribution he or she makes to the organization. But because of the new trends and how our democracy has evolved, things are not done at times the way one feel could do them. But I must mention, I really, in all the places I've worked, the most where I enjoyed was with restitution. Quite frankly, it has left an indelible mark in my mind, my experience with the Restitution Commission. Well, it's just that the issue of rewards was a factor, but the good thing is that we enjoyed what we're doing, and our talent was allowed to blossom. But with involvement in the struggle, I have no regrets, Rios, because clearly, if we were willing to lay down our lives for liberation, clearly we're not doing it for ourselves. Other people may argue that we are ostracized or marginalized, but at least what we fought for, we're able to realize it, because today our people are liberated. Well, there's still a lot to be done, but I wish one day that in changing our country and transforming and reconstructing it, all South Africans, irrespective of affiliation in politics, should be on board, so that talent and skill is the basis for putting people in positions. Yes.
And then your life presently?
Well, currently I'm employed as a researcher here at Machabe, and mostly what I do is to compile speeches for the executive mayor. I've been doing that since 2006. It's a work that I enjoy because it has an element that is academic, because you must research, you must use your study skills that you learned at varsity in terms of how you write an essay, how you put thoughts together. It's a job that I enjoy. It's just that with local government, well, there are no rewards. I mean, you would know at other levels of government, there are such things as performance appraisals, or there are no such systems in local government. So really, whether you put an effort or not, it's really up to you. You must just do the job for the love of it. Yeah.
So you work as a team, or do you have a team of writers, or are you doing
No, I'm doing this job single-handedly. There's no team. Even my superiors don't give me notes for them to compile speeches. They rely on what I've prepared. Well, at times they would rather make additions if there are any, but that's very rare.
Are you given enough time maybe to prepare? Just being informed in a short notice?
Look, quite frankly, during Comrade Matabo's era, I would know timeously about speeches. But with the new administration, now that it's Comrade Nangili's, sometimes I get to know about them in corridors. Sometimes it's a day before. There's not sufficient time for me to marshal my thoughts, but I have to cope with it because I don't call the shots.
Okay, but is a problem with the support staff or the executive manager?
Yeah, I would say so, because you see, I think we have basic problems that have got to do with the handling of correspondence, you see. I'm not aware who handles it and how does it deal with correspondence, but speeches or invitations, my experience as a PA would tell me that would need somebody to prepare speech, need to be communicated timeously. You must know that speech writing, we're not doing it for academic interest, because we must communicate government policy and ANC policy the better part of the time. It's a serious job because we must communicate to stakeholders and give them a proper perspective of where we are going as government. Now, if the quality of speeches declines because you can't get informed timeously, then there's not much you can do. I think there are no systems, right? And one, really these days, you are scared to air your views as to how things should be done because you'll be seen as too forward or you want to make a coup or something.
Which brings me to my second to last question.
Yeah.
What do you think about our democracy?
Yeah, that question, Rios, is loaded, right? But I'll try and give you my opinion, you see. To some degree, I believe we're sitting with a time bomb, you know. Statistics will tell you we rate among the most unequal societies in the world. And I don't think that augurs well for our democracy and our future as a country. We cannot afford that it should be a few that have access to resources and the majority must still be trapped in poverty. I'm in no way undermining efforts that are being made by government in trying to eradicate poverty. But I think why I say we're sitting with a time bomb is the fact that if this is to continue unabated, that it's a few that can drive rich cars, elegant cars, drink expensive whiskey, and so on, as people conduct themselves. It doesn't augur well for our democracy. And it's something that needs to be corrected. I may not have ready-made solutions as to how it should be done. Clearly, an ethos needs to be instilled in our comrades and the public service broadly that services must be delivered to the people so that we are able to sustain this democracy. I think the service delivery protests we experienced in the past year or so are signs that, look, we cannot go at a rate to our goal. Something drastic and radical has to be done. Because if people don't have jobs, I know the issue of jobs in the country is a structural reality that is sometimes historical. But I think we need to come with innovative ways to find it. Well, the other thing that worries me about our democracy is the value systems that we've inherited, right? You see, I happen to have stayed in the Soviet Union for 2-3 years. Well, one may argue socialism has collapsed. I'm not invoking that we go that route, but clearly our value systems, particularly as Africans, of caring for one another, respect for one another, have sustained us for centuries. if I'm not mistaken. But now we're a society that is driven by greed and materialism. And that in itself is not good for our democracy. The third thing that really I have passion for is education, you know. I really wish that we could encourage young people to take studies seriously, including in our own party. It doesn't go down well with me that comrades should abandon studies simply because they can get a deployment. Because in any case, for us as a country and nation to drive development through research and new ideas, we need skilled people. It's a reality. I'm not happy about the culture or how we view education in the country. It's not sustainable. Look, for us to achieve what other countries have achieved in other developed countries, clear emphasis has to be put on educating the nation. Look, of course, we see with a backlog of many literate people that was created by our